So what is it? Why did they hate? And what is CUDA? And why did Jensen do this? Well, basically, it's a switch on the GPU that you flip so that it stops being a graphics card and starts being a platform for doing science. Now, who is that for? Okay. Well, it's not for established research scientists, because established research scientists can afford time on a conventional supercomputer. It's for marginal scientists with small research budgets. It's for mad scientists, basically. And Wall Street did not like serving the mad science market, which by definition is very small and has no funding whatsoever. So why was Jensen doing this? Well, he had read this book, which I'm sure you've heard of, called The Innovator's Dilemma by Clayton Christensen, which argued that you had to be careful about disruptive technologies. Now, you've heard the term disruption, and it's grown meaningless through overuse. But if you go back and read Clayton's book, he's not talking about tech. In fact, his canonical example of a disruptive technology was the Honda dirt bike. And what the Honda dirt bike did was it came into the US market and it served the most meager, smallest, lowest budget customer. And it served them because GM and the established American automotive players didn't want to make dirt bikes. They were a low margin customer with limited sales. And all things being equal, you'd rather sell a Cadillac to a businessman. So GM was listening to its investors and its customers. And that was their mistake. Honda was not doing that. They were saying, well, I guess we can sell this dirt bike at this entry-level market. And GM said, you can have the dirt bike market. We don't want it. We learned higher margins on a Cadillac. We don't want to make a dirt bike. But then Honda innovated, and it was able to raid the US industry from below. They moved from a dirt bike to a compact consumer car to basically a minivan. And by the next thing you know, GM has no market anymore. This was Christensen's big insight that sometimes it is better for firms to pursue low-margin small customers rather than high-margin big customers. This book was published in 1997. It was a big bestseller. Everybody read it. But the lesson is very hard to absorb, because when you try and pursue low-margin small customer bases, your investors start screaming at you, right? They don't like it when your margins go down. So Jensen was taking all of this money that he was getting from a very high margin project with a GPU and investing it in this very low, kind of low margin, small market customer base. And this caused their stock price to be completely stagnant for years.